This is the PodCave podcast. Here's Jason, Michelle, and Goose.
So this is a podcast number
14.
14. Ooh, wow, we're in the teens.
We're still doing this. You think we make it to the teens, Goose?
I didn't think so. I think
concerned.
The FCC would like to say, get off the air.
Done by now.
So anyway,
14.
we are, what we did, go ahead, can you hear Michelle? What we did was we decided to go in different locations. So right now, just to let everybody know, I purchased a bunch of land in upstate New York near a town called St. Johnsville.
In the middle of nowhere.
It's in the middle of nowhere.
Country.
It's pretty much nowhere.
There's Amish. Michelle was all, Michelle.
I was so excited. I love Amish people. They're so
what is
cute.
that on that yellow sign? It looks like a buggy. I go, yeah, that's Amish crossing.
Yeah, you're in the heart of it.
Yeah.
So we are on the top of a mountain, and it's about a quarter of a mile from the road, right?
Yeah, easily
To get to like an 8-acre open field where I have a barn and I have
hold on. First of all, let me tell you how this happened, because Goose had to tell me how to get here. It's one of those places where you're like, you get on the phone, like, where am I going? So Goose goes, go down the road, you see the American flag. Of course there's an American flag there, which I wouldn't expect anything less from you, buddy.
All over.
And then you see a stone road, and I'm like, oh, okay. Meanwhile, there's 15 flags on this road.
Everybody has
I
a flag
finally come to the stone road. You know what I'm talking about, Michelle. And then there's this really sharp turn, and this is not a standard road. This thing is like, a long
logging road.
Road.
Right.
And you got to have a truck. But of course, Stu showed up in a little VW. But I don't know how he got up here. I'm surprised you didn't have to walk.
He went 85
Thank God I
miles
didn't drive myself.
The only one that didn't drive a truck was Stu. But
he went 85 miles an hour to get up it.
Yeah, so you really are coming in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, this is so we're in the middle. We are running off a generator. We have 220 coming into the house off the generator, and then we redid the electric, the windows, the side. I mean, we gutted the whole entire thing. It was pretty bad when we got it, and my buddies were all like, "What?" And we have someone here. So Shane's here.
Yeah, introduce Shane.
So Shane's from down in Toms River area. Shane is
Hello.
hey Shane. Shane's sort of like an outdoors enthusiast that could pretty much live outdoors. Like he knows all the plants. Like, hey, if you get he's always talks like in a monotone, like never gets high.
I noticed that, Shane.
I don't want to say that. Yeah. Never, his voice never gets like, excited or anything. And he goes, if you get a scratch or cut, that plant right there, just get that and rub it on it. That's an antiseptic. And I go, good stuff. Good to know. That's good to know.
He's a horticulturalist.
Yeah. Dude, he knows everything. You should bring him on one of your desperate landscapes.
I try. Yeah. But
so listen, you were here though in this place when he got this place before it was remodeled, right?
Yes, sir.
Stu, what are you doing, Stu? It looks weird.
Wrap the hat around.
He don't want you to look bad.
Well, what's worse,
doesn't want you to look bad.
the audio or the video?
A combination.
It's
a combination.
Yeah. It looks strange, but
Shane, how bad was this place?
it was horrible. It was in bad shape. Yeah, there was thousands and thousands of ladybugs and infested with ladybugs and flies.
Really, in flies.
Yeah,
what was going on in here that there were so many flies?
Bring that closer.
There wasn't a dead body in here, was there?
I mean, they didn't really have. There was no insulation. There was no siding inside. So all they had was the external siding.
Yeah, because
this
was built when? When was this built?
1864 or something.
They didn't use insulation.
The inside of the walls were lined with the inside of powdered iced tea cans from a factory downtown. That's what they were using for a vapor barrier.
Oh my gosh!
It's amazing what you find.
It was amazing. And then upstairs, I don't even want to tell you. It was like there was a bed up there that it was the most disgusting thing I've ever.
What was in it?
Listen, I didn't even go. There was like
you wouldn't get close to
squirrels and raccoons and like all these animals were living in here. Like there was like gnawed holes in the walls, like they were gnawing through the plywood to get in here. And the guy would just like come in and he had like a wood burning stove and he would cook like soup. And the bzzz, all I heard was bugs. It was like,
but you saw the potential, right, Goose?
I said, the price was right. 65 acres. I mean, I'm in the middle of nowhere. This is a challenge. Listen.
You are in the middle of nowhere.
How many man caves have we done that were challenges?
Not a lot, but not this. This would have been the biggest.
This would have been This was a huge challenge. But the craziest thing was that I didn't take into consideration, and Shane, you can jump in at any time. Was the road coming up? 4-wheel drive. I mean, pickup truck. You're not getting up. I mean, it was the water was pouring down the road. There were ruts in that road 3 feet deep.
Yeah, it was an absolute disaster. The road coming up, I'm surprised at what it is now.
Yeah, what it turned into.
Total transformation.
Well, even now, it's not easy to get up, but it's now that you've got
easier.
Now that you got the stone and the geogrid, you did the geogrid, right?
Yeah, we did the geogrid, and then first we had to do what are they called when you put the pipes across?
Culvert.
The culverts.
Yeah, the culverts. Yeah.
So we had two valleys that you had to come through. So we had to put culverts in. Michelle, you know what a culvert is, right?
No.
Culvert's almost like a.
You're gonna learn something.
I learned a lot today.
Pipe,
8-inch pipe. Okay.
right, that you put like across the road.
Okay.
So when the water comes, it doesn't go over the road or
has a
wash the
place to
road
go.
out.
Yeah.
It actually has a place to go, so it goes through the pipe
It's water
to
management.
cross the road, and nothing happens to the road, because the road, if you don't have anything, will just wash out all the dirt.
Right.
And you'll have a big hole there, you can't get across it. So it's
Right.
like an underground bridge for water.
Okay.
Okay, something, tunnel. I would say a tunnel.
Okay.
So the first thing we did is I got a guy here with a D5 and just said, listen, do his
Grade that thing.
grade that as much as you can. He knocked it down like 10 feet.
That much?
10 feet, right, Shane?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, the brand new D5, he was tearing it up.
Wow.
I was like, holy mackerel, right?
A D5 is a bulldozer.
Okay.
Huge. And it was like getting boulders and putting on the side to hold the walls up, because there's trees everywhere. It was crazy. And then we got some stone. We probably got 10 loads of stone and tried to spread it out, and it was like, it didn't even do nothing.
Touch it.
We got stuck every time. So then it started to get really cold, and it turned into a sheet of ice. So we couldn't get up here.
Yeah.
So I had to go get my snowmobiles, and we got a quad, and I bought like there's a store here that sells like stuff for ice fishing. I mean, you've done ice fishing. I've never done ice fishing
Many times.
but it's almost like a tub, like a and
You've never gone ice fishing?
No.
I'm surprised.
I mean, I think it's illegal in New Jersey. You can't even do that stuff.
You can find the right ice.
Yeah, you can't do nothing.
The right lake.
And so every 2x4, every window, everything that we needed for here, we had to take up behind a quad or behind a
on a trailer.
snowmobile and bring it up. So it was, just to get the materials up here was a nightmare.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, Jason, the one amazing thing about him is the foresight, the vision, the ability to see like a diamond in the rough.
Oh, I got stories for you, bro. We could, this guy's got vision, all right.
Oh, man.
Yeah, this was a pile of garbage, and I couldn't see
I
it.
wouldn't even know where to begin.
Oh, it was crazy.
Yeah. And, well, listen, you've been talking about this. I've known you for a long time. You've been talking about buying a place up here for a long time.
About 7 years I've been looking.
Yeah, right? He's been talking about this forever. So finally,
I've been up here with him all the time.
Yeah, looking, right?
And that's Joe. That's
Yeah,
Joe.
Joe's here.
Yeah,
Joe's here, by the way.
Well, I brought him. I introduced him to snowmobiling.
Yeah, that's
years
right.
ago.
He got me hooked up here.
I made him get some snowmobiles. Then we took a trip. Remember, we almost went all the way to Canada. We went
Just kept going.
on the snowmobile.
I thought we were going
stayed
home.
overnight.
The next thing you know, I see a border crossing. I'm like, what the hell is
How
this?
long
You
did
see
it
the
take?
Mountie.
From up where my house is. We went 100 miles. Then we stayed overnight and then came back.
Yeah, it was crazy.
100-mile snowmobile
Wow.
trip.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's cool.
We sent the kid to meet us with a car, and he went the wrong way. Remember, Pat went the wrong way. He wound up going. It took him like 8 hours to get there. We were there already for like 5 hours waiting for him.
Yeah,
supposed to
he was
bring
in
our
New
stuff up.
Hampshire.
Yeah, he went
I was
the wrong
like,
way.
oh, God.
You know where he's going.
You know
Oh
Pat,
my
right?
gosh.
Dude, but you got to, up here, you got to have a snowmobile and a quad. That's the best.
you
way
have
get
to.
around.
Oh, yeah.
And you have to have four-wheel
And a truck.
drive.
You gotta have four-wheel
Unless you're Stu. You can get
Unless
around
you're Stu, you can get up in the VW.
Passat.
I was impressed.
I mean, that
VW.
very impressive.
Very
What did you
impressive.
say
yeah.
when I came in?
Yeah,
So-
no, I was absolutely amazed that you made it up here in that.
With
Because
that thing.
I bottomed out the quad in like 2-foot ruts in the middle of a snowstorm.
I was scared for you guys in your trucks. I was like, they're not even going to make it up.
It was crazy. It's crazy.
I almost put it into four-wheel. I didn't, though. I still had it in two, but I almost put it into four.
Well,
gotta put an all-wheel.
It's cold,
Yeah.
man. It's
All
getting
wheel.
cold. It was
Yeah.
55 when we left Jersey. It took us about 3 hours to get up there.
There was a
It's
dusting
like
on the way.
32. It's 32 right now.
There was a dusting on the way up here.
Yeah.
It's starting.
Yeah, but it's just like, so our closest, we were on the top of the mountain, and if you didn't have all these trees, you could see now because a lot of the leaves are down. I mean, you have a beautiful view of the valley. I mean, you get sunlight all day long. So you come up to the road, it's about a quarter mile, then you have 8 acres of open property. And we have a barn, we have a chicken coop, we have the main house.
It's a little weird because it reminds me of what I grew up in. You've got all the pine siding, and that's what I grew up
Yeah.
in. All the paneling and the pine siding.
Yeah.
So if after a while you're like, I can't deal with it anymore.
Yeah.
So this I'm home again. Back
Really?
up in the UP.
I like the smell of the pine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
You know,
it too.
Well, listen,
That's
for a
like
cabin, this is great.
Yeah,
you
it's
wouldn't want this if you're back home in Florida Park. Your wife would probably.
Oh, forget about it.
Yeah. But,
No, but
for
the
a cabin, it's
yeah.
perfect.
So the whole thing was, trying to figure out how to, I would watch all these shows, Alaskan, the the last frontier, all these guys,
building off the grid.
And I'm like, dude, I could do that. Let me tell you, you got to you better have a plan.
It's a lot of work, man.
Just to run the electric, I didn't know that. We ran the electric, the generator. You don't want it close to the house because it's noisy. I mean, we have a Yamaha generator.
They're very noisy.
That's you can't even hear it. I mean, so we put it far enough near the barn. We had to run everything underground. Propane.
Do you remember that house I built? I don't know if I told you that we built that house off the grid up in the UP.
Yes,
it was all off generators, but we brought that big diesel generator out, on the trailer.
Right.
That's the only reason we were able to do it, because otherwise you're using those small Honda generators. You got like 5 of them.
Right. And they don't. It doesn't. No,
it
doesn't
it's
work.
So, but no, it's a lot of work. You gotta really plan, because this is just getting the stuff in here, and then having the guys.
And when you have a road that was I don't even know what the word would be. Uninhabitable road.
You might get in, but you're not getting out.
I mean, it was crazy because now you got to go and you got to say, all right, we got to get propane up top. So. I want enough propane that they only have to come up once a year when the road is.
So how big is your tank?
I got 1,000 gallons. Wow. I brought it up here, but and I have them fill it right before the winter, and we have inside here. I wanted to keep everything a little warm, so we keep it on like 45, 50.
Yeah.
And it's a little propane tank, but we run our gas, our stove off that.
And you got wood burning in the living room.
We have backups to everything. So I have a wood-burning stove also. We have another wood-burning in the basement.
You need a windmill and some solar out here, dude.
Yeah, we're looking at solar. Let me tell you something. People talk about solar. When you do off-grid solar, there's not a lot of people who want to come and say, oh, yeah, I can do the off. They want them residuals, on grid. So you can go and produce power. Sure. It goes on the grid, and then they can get the property.
Well, you can do solar and battery backup now. So your solar can feed your battery. So you can do that now. But.
It's hard to explain. I was trying to tell Michelle, I was like, so it's like we're in the middle of the woods. She's like, so how close are the neighbors? I'm like, you don't really see neighbors.
I was going to say,
there's deer and there's raccoons.
Yeah.
And she's like, do you guys have a toilet up there?
I was picturing an outhouse.
I'm like, what's the matter? You got IBS or something? What's the matter? He's no, I just want to. I go, yeah, we got a toilet.
Yeah,
man.
he's not roughing it.
Girls don't poo, remember?
Yeah, girls don't poo. That's right. I forgot.
I was just wondering.
My wife poos. But anyway, he's not roughing it. I mean, he's got full comfort. You got full comforts here.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we have the barn. And Shane, tell them about the barn.
That's a man cave. That's a man cave waiting to happen out there.
Tell them about the foundation.
The barn is dry stacked stone for a foundation, and it was being supported by trees that they cut down off the property and patched in to keep the barn up.
Yeah, you don't see foundations like that anymore. They don't build. Well, that's not the code anyway. You wouldn't be able to build them that way now. But that foundation has been since the 1800s.
Yeah, time tested.
I mean, they knew what they were doing. But I'm just saying, you don't build them like that.
So we put all new floorboards in, and we put half the loft and resided the majority of it, and then we put a lean-to on it, and so we could park the tractors and four-wheelers up underneath with a tin roof.
It's a nice space, man. I mean, a lot of possibilities out there.
I mean, it's funny because Shane was probably up here, I would say, a little less than a year, like 9 months, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh my God, you can't believe how far we have come. I mean, the porch wasn't on. I mean, there was nothing.
Stu's got to get some. You're gonna have to get some pics, Stu, to illustrate what we're talking about here.
Oh yeah.
You have to walk around and do some video.
The porch was a very important addition.
Yeah,
it makes it feel like you're.
Oh, the wraparound porch is really nice.
Yeah.
Because did it have a porch on this thing originally?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Yeah, it was like you walked out that door and there was 3 steps down and dirt, and that's it. And it was.
Joe, you saw it originally, right?
I saw it.
Yeah. Bad as they're saying?
It's real bad.
Yeah.
Probably worse.
Yeah, probably worse. Yeah.
I came when we couldn't get up the driveway.
Yeah, so we couldn't even get up here.
Oh, it was crazy.
You probably had to use a quad to get up there.
The truck got stuck.
No, we had
to get up by quad.
What are they? Come-alongs. So we had a station, come-alongs, like in 5 different places. The come-along, Michelle's looking at me like, what the hell are you guys talking about?
Come-along.
So a come-along is almost like a winch. It's like a hand winch.
Okay.
And we would tie them to trees, and like if the truck got stuck, we would have to tie it to the bumper or to like a hook, and we would have to like self-winch it, up, to get it back on the road or out of the mud, because I mean, buried. We buried trucks. It was.
All I got to
insane.
say, Goose, is that now that I've been here, if shit hits the fan, I'm coming to you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
You wanna
coming
come
up
here.
I'm coming here.
Yeah,
we're surrounded by guns, by the way. They're pretty much everywhere. Everywhere you look,
Yeah,
and you got the crossbow.
Well, we put a shooting range in, which is really cool.
Of course. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, you know what? Like, having young kids, not young kids, teenagers and stuff like that. I want them to, know how to, go shoot a gun, survive a little bit and not be scared of it. Because listen, I was probably 18 by the first time I even held a gun. I was like, man, whoa, this is, I was like a little nervous. Yeah. But and that's probably the worst thing that could happen because you don't know what to do.
No, you got to learn. You got to learn. And I learned when I went hunting when I was 14 for the first time.
Really?
Yeah. So I was young, but yeah, you should teach your kids responsibly how to handle guns, how to clean them, how to work them. Anybody who's going to own a gun should be responsible.
Yeah, safely storing them, putting them away.
No, there's no excuse for not understanding. If you own a gun, you should know how to take it apart,
right,
and put it back together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we built that, and then so lately we've been putting trails in, and we're looking to clear the back part of the property. We're thinking about maybe fencing it in and putting some cattle maybe back there.
I was just going to say, I see cattle, I see some hogs, I see some goats,
horses.
You got a goat farm.
Yeah. So Shane has been up here and through the woods, everything like that. So he was here yesterday. And, tell us you went around the whole property. What did you see? I mean, being the outdoors guy, you don't miss anything. We'll be walking and he'll be like, look at that snail. I'm like, where? He's like, right there. Look at that. That's a Kamija Majamija.
Well, you don't see that snail? It's right there.
Dude, he knows everything, this guy, man.
I don't
He knows the
That's not
species.
true. He's flattering.
I noticed. I noticed your hat. Are you military?
No, sir.
Oh, okay.
My father was.
Okay, I was gonna say that.
I'm military. I'm a
Military child.
of a vet of a 2-year, Big Lebowski vet.
There you go.
Within 5 minutes, you're talking about Vietnam.
I hear you. A lot of guys in my family won't talk about it. I mean, they talk about the periphery.
Yeah,
they won't talk about.
My father won't, lock in on any particulars,
Yeah.
but
Your father would like it up here, wouldn't he?
You got to bring him.
He's a curmudgeon now. Love him, but he.
Eat that mic there.
I'm sorry. He doesn't. He just sits at home and watches TV all day,
That's his
watches
thing.
the news. Yeah.
And listen to podcasts. Will you listen to our podcast?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, you got to tell him.
Yeah.
You got to cool
That'd be
him
cool.
in.
That'd be cool. So what did you see like when you were here for the day?
I saw 2 mother deer and 2 fawns up on the other side of the property here, and then this morning I saw another big doe bedded down, and both of them, which is strange from where we live, down in Jersey, is they don't respond at all to like motor vehicle activity. They just freeze. It's kind of like I felt like I said, you could go back and get a gun right now and shoot the deer.
Dude, and it is deer season right now.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, what did it just officially yesterday?
We're not gonna. I'm not gonna really hunt this property right now.
No?
I'm gonna let it sit a little bit, let everything go.
I was excited. I was gonna
I think
come
I got. I think it. Well, you can come back.
I need some
No
medicine.
problem.
Yeah.
I just want it I'm so used to it, and people couldn't believe it. Like Brett Favre, I told him, I said, dude, you wouldn't believe the deer near my house. Yeah. Then he went and played for the Jets, and he goes, dude, the biggest deer I've ever seen. He was up in Wisconsin for all them years.
Brett
He goes, "What's down here?"
Favre?
They think there's no way
Favre.
Jersey could have like farms, deer.
People don't
they have no idea.
They have no idea.
They eat.
We are the Garden
unbelievably.
State.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they eat more flowers. I mean, the deer poop flowers. They eat,
It depends on where you're at, because I told you where you are and where I am, the deer have no fear whatsoever.
Yeah,
They will stand from me to you away, Joe, and they'll just stare you down. They'll stare you down. Yeah. They have no fear of humans.
I had a bear sitting in my driveway one day by me, and we're like in the suburbs. But behind me, though, is Green Acres and the Morristown Airport. The deer are unbelievably
Yeah, they're
big.
looking
It's
at you like,
great.
what,
I let
you want a
guy
piece of me?
Hunt
Bring it.
there.
You want a
He's
piece
the
of
only
me?
one that hunts there. He gets like 4 8-pointers every season.
I wish I could hunt near me, but I can't. Obviously, we can't where we are. But I'm just saying, they're just
You can hunt.
They're out of.
Bo.
The thing is, too, they're out of control. The herd's way too big.
Way too big.
So there is something to say about thinning that out, and I'm sure the DNR and the government wants you to thin it out. But out here, you got
Right, forget it.
This is perfect.
So I'm excited to now that we have a place to sleep and bathroom and toilets and everything's working. Get Shane back up here and get.
Yeah, I'm a
into
little
it.
disappointed. I thought it was like real old school, like outhouse and kind of like.
Right?
But you got all the comforts. You got all the comforts here.
Come on, dude. You know I ain't.
He looked at me like I had 10 heads when I asked
I
him.
thought I was
like,
really
"What?"
going camping.
Yeah,
I thought,
know.
It's called glamping.
He's glamping. Yeah, he's glamping. He's a little too old for that. You know what I mean? At this point in his life, he's like,
We have there's an apple orchard. There's the apples, right? You've seen the apples.
yeah.
I mean, thousands and thousands of apples.
Good
and
apples.
a lot of the trees in the area, the property really wasn't maintained very well. So a lot of the apple trees are like in the woods, and they're surrounded, and they're not getting like the sunlight and anything. So I'm trying to clear out the areas around there to try and bring all that, that overgrowth back and bring some of the, also there's what's the nut tree that you said? We have a...
Oh, shagbark hickory.
Yeah, the hickory trees.
And what is that?
It's in the pecan family, and it tastes just like pecans, but they're a little bit more of a pain in the ass to peel.
I was going to say they're a little tougher.
They're small and they're hard to get out of the shell. They're not so like humanly. You
got to be a caveman.
Yeah, you got to pick.
What else do you think because I definitely want to do this. I want to make like a meal off the land. Like,
So you want to do literally,
watch that,
like,
Michelle.
you want to literally like eat off the land. You want to
Michelle's breaking shit.
Michelle's like, Michelle, you all right?
She got all nervous. She wants. I said, we're gonna make a meal, and we're gonna eat off the land. And she's like, all of a sudden, like,
She got nervous.
I'm not
You
eating
didn't
that.
tell me that.
I'm a vegan. Some shit,
The main course is coyote.
Oh God, I won't eat that. I don't
You
eat
eat meat? You don't eat meat, really?
Every now and then I eat fish, but I don't really like. He was like, "You would never shoot an animal, would you?" I'm like, "No, I'll shoot like a target."
Yeah, that'd be cool. But what do you think, Shane? What do you think is in the woods here that we could probably go and make a meal out of? Like, what would you expect?
What kind of game birds do you have here? I mean, what kind of do you?
I'm a flatlander. I'm from down in the pines there.
Yeah, so you're not.
Yeah, I'm not from here. I'm from southern New Jersey, so this is all new to me and all a learning process, So
Because I wonder if I used to hunt partridge and used to hunt quail, and I wonder if you have any. You must have something.
Listen, I saw pheasant.
Some pheasant?
Yeah, I saw a pheasant here. I don't know if they have like a property around here that
You
like
need a
stocks
dog.
them.
You
we probably have rough grouse here.
Yeah, dude, you need a
Turkeys.
dog.
Mushrooms. I
Yep.
bet you there's some wild mushrooms.
Lots of mushrooms.
Oh, wild
You need-
mushrooms.
Goose, you
Yeah.
need a
I
honey.
could eat that.
Yeah,
You
not the
need-
ones you eat, Michelle. Okay, not the
It's been
hallucinogenics.
years since that.
That's a whole different
Yeah.
mushroom.
We're getting the bartender out of her
You
now.
need a honey dog up here, dude. Is what you need.
Dude, I got beat
That
up.
grows your brain, actually. I was listening to a Joe Rogan podcast about mushrooms, and they actually grow your brain in Silicon Valley. They're micro-dosing, eating small amounts of that, where they're not.
Whoa. We're going a whole
Hold on,
different
this is
angle.
cool,
here.
this is cool.
No, wait, no, I want to hear this.
So can we find these mushrooms here or no?
Well, yeah, I'm sure they're in the cow fields. and
They're next
stuff.
to the
All right,
apple
all
Yeah,
orchard.
I have a tendency to just go.
Wait, hold
ahead,
on,
no,
hold on.
tell us,
Hold
I
on.
wanna hear
What do you mean
this.
they grow your brain?
Well, they create neurogenesis. They're proven to grow new brain cells. So
I got to write this down. Hold on a
Do
second.
you want me to test it out to see if it's true?
Yeah, you should. Let us know.
I'll let you guys know.
Yeah, what are they called? What are these mushrooms called? Like, you listen to
well,
Joe Rogan.
they're the
This
they're
the
the
shrooms.
yeah those
Shroomies.
The ones that look like driftwood.
the ones that grow on. They're called dung-loving psilocybe, but
Whoa, dung. Well, I got to write that down.
dung-loving.
psilocybin.
Psilocybin.
Dude, I told you he's gonna like blow your mind, dude. I told
Dung-loving.
you.
Hold on, I gotta write
seriously,
that.
you know a lot.
Dung
That's
loving.
crazy, right?
But I'm just repeating things.
How do you?
Yeah.
He remembers a lot of stuff.
How do you spell?
So
it?
come on, really.
But long story short, in test cases of mice, they typically would have a 30 synapse connection, like intersections in your brain for information to move around. And then these ones that are, dosed with psilocybin can have over 100 connections in your brain.
Dude, I'm there. You already had me at.
In Silicon Valley, all the
I'm done. I'm getting some.
all the they're
That's our next podcast.
They're,
Yeah, right.
We're all gonna do them.
they're illegal, but they are up for
Not here. They're not.
legalization in
Not on Goose's
California.
property.
Really?
Yeah, they actually create neurogenesis, grow.
Now, why wouldn't they go and use like if it?
They're using it for PTSD. Not to interrupt you, but
Really?
Yeah,
No, you can interrupt them anytime you want to.
Yeah,
I apologize.
No, listen, anything. I believe, listen, I don't know much about the shroom thing, but I believe, if you have something out in nature, like in the woods, right, that can help you, whatever. This can cure cancer, but the government can't go and make money off it, so we're not going to go and bring it to the market.
There is
we're
some
gonna
truth to that.
Keep it. I mean, I don't understand. I think you look at animals and dogs, right? Even the regular mushrooms, and an old guy taught me this because I mushroom hunt every year. I go around and I only know a couple different
Mushroom hunt.
Yeah, Like I go
Mushroom
like
fight back, or do they?
I mean, you got to you hunt for like you have to go find them, right? That's hunting, right? You're hunting for them.
Yeah.
I'm a mushroom searcher.
I'm hunting
Well, they call it an Easter egg hunt.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, right. You're looking for the Easter eggs.
Yeah.
So
It's like truffles, looking for truffles.
exactly. So the crazy thing about it is, they only grow in certain spots, and they don't come back every year in the same spot. There's like the spores of a mushroom. They grow. So I go and we find them and we cut them down and we clean them and cut them up and I make, like pasta with them and so I mix them with sausage and stuff like that. And I've seen the same mushrooms that I get like in New Jersey and in the woods and stuff in New York City for like $35 a pound.
Yeah, dude, making a
It's
fortune.
unbelievable. I couldn't,
So you got to start a mushroom farm here.
Yeah.
Just have people
Let's
come
You
out.
can't farm them though. I don't think you can
$5
farm
a
them.
pound.
Can
Well, some
you?
of them you can, but like you say the word penicillin, and it
Yeah, wow.
probably the most achievement of one of the highest achievements of mankind is discovering that some fungus
Yeah.
helps you. So
Right.
the
Well-
oldest fossil by far is a mushroom by like billions of years.
Yeah. I think, listen,
Fungus.
getting back to that, I think there's something to be said about that because if you're talking about the pharmaceutical industry, of course, they're only going to talk about what they can make money on. But I think naturally in our world, I think there's a natural cure for pretty much everything that
I agree.
comes
I
up.
agree.
I think. And I think there are medicine men out there, you go to the Amazon, you go to these places where there's medicine men that they've tried to study, and they can pretty much cure anything that comes up.
Yeah.
with
But I was
Yeah,
talking.
I believe in holistic
I was talking
medicine, too.
earlier about like animals, right? So I got in the mushroom thing, but if you go in the woods, you'll see squirrels eating certain mushrooms and then not touching other.
Yeah, they
ones.
avoid them. They
They
know.
know
Yeah,
what's
they know.
poison,
Yeah.
what's not poison.
Yeah.
If there's bugs in a mushroom, it's good. If there's nothing in it, I would be a little weary about like going and eating that particular one. So. The animals and bugs and everything like that, they're a lot smarter than we are. I don't care what they say. Oh, we don't have a brain, whatever. They don't have a brain. They're not smarter. They know what to do. Like even animals, like when a hurricane's coming, I remember when Sandy was coming.
Yeah.
You didn't see any animal. You didn't see any birds, nothing. They were like gone like a week before.
Yeah.
And we're still there on the beach. Hey, what's up?
Still hanging
What's
out.
going on? No one's, there's
Get
nothing.
off the beach in Asbury Park.
It's just crazy.
Because we're too spoiled. That's why, man. We don't have to worry about those things anymore. We have modern conveniences now, so we're not aware of our environment like animals are.
So we have mushrooms.
Yeah,
we have pecans. We have apples.
Apples.
And
Okay,
you got
I can
grapes,
three
too.
things I can eat.
Fox
Four.
grapes. There's so many grapes on the other side of that fence on the property line there. Did you see that guy posted that up real
Yeah,
hard with his
yeah.
name and everything?
Right, I saw that.
Yeah, just to be like,
So this time of year though, they're probably not like abundant, right? Like I took the quad before. You can't see any apples on that tree.
No,
because they
just-
fall in the fall.
about a month ago. Yeah, it would have been prime time.
And they
for
won't
the-
grow again till spring.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. That's why we got to get it clear. Does the sunlight help the fruit trees produce more fruit or just better fruit?
Well, I don't know a ton about it, but pruning I know is, and I don't know exactly which branches to prune, but like you can have a wild feral fruit tree and prune it back properly, and it will produce. Like I found a tree with 3,000 little peaches on it, and I was reading if that tree was pruned properly the year prior,
It'll produce better.
big full peaches.
Did you prune it?
No, I did not. I don't know how to do it.
But Goose, even the trees you were talking about on your property,
Right.
just by getting rid of the undergrowth and the because it takes away from the nutrients that the trees are getting.
Right.
So by clearing that out and then pruning trees, they're going to do much better. And if they do produce fruit, they're going to produce better fruit.
Yeah, because I'll tell you what, the land here, the dirt, is like so fertile. I brought actually a fig tree up, and it had to be like maybe 5 inches. And me and Joe, we went over there, and I put some stones around it, and like turned it over to make it soft, and like just planted it, figuring, all right, we'll see. That thing's like 5 feet tall. It's unbelievable.
You got to cover that up, though, right?
That's what I was thinking.
I was
You
just
I don't
saying,
know.
You don't got to box it?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't.
That'd die in the wintertime. You
think so?
I think so. Up here, yeah, it's going to get too cold for it.
I mean, what do I put it? What do I wrap it?
You got to wrap it with some burlap and then throw something on it that's going to protect it.
Straw.
Yeah, some straw. Yeah, I don't know. You look it up. You Google wrapping a fig tree and what they wrap it.
If we have any questions about
It was a
anything in the
it'll
world,
die.
There was
It'll
a
die.
Greek guy across the street. He used to pack them with leaves and then build like a
And build
rudimentary box around
A box
it.
around it. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you should do that.
all right,
It's
I'm going to do that after we get off the phone.
Yeah, we're gonna do that today. You know what he's gonna give me a project. That's what I'm gonna have to do before.
Yeah,
the
well,
meeting.
Jason,
What is
Michelle
going on
broke
over
her
there, Stu?
She didn't
Okay.
move that
I
time.
didn't even move that time.
I think Stu's like setting it up so it falls on Michelle,
Yeah, I
and just
think
like
he's-
hits
he
her
wants-
head every
yeah,
time just so we
yeah.
can laugh.
Or you can get-
So Michelle and
Get a little
all right. So
closer.
here's what we're going to do after the podcast.
Yeah.
Michelle and Jason are going to go and look for mushrooms.
Okay.
All right.
We're gonna go find some.
Joe is going to look for the grapes.
The good ones.
And me and Shane are going to go and look for what else? Oh, we can get the nuts are no good, right? We can go and probably get some mushrooms.
It's tough picking now. You're a little late.
Yeah, it's tough, right?
Yeah, crank that down, Stu. Crank that down.
There's a big doe up there, but it's Sunday.
Yeah, you can't hunt on Sunday.
In New Jersey, you can. If you were in New Jersey, you can. If it's your own land,
I
yeah,
didn't know
bow.
that.
Oh, if it's your own land.
Yeah, if it's private land, yeah. If you're not on state property,
How about squirrels, man? What if we got like a squirrel? Would you eat them?
they're one of the best meats I've ever eaten.
Really?
Unbelievable.
One time Billy Fenora made it. They told me after I took a bite of it
That it was squirrel?
That it was squirrel, but it was
Really?
good. I thought it was
never-
chicken at first.
I've never had squirrel.
I couldn't tell what it was.
It tastes like-
It does taste like chicken.
Like frog legs in there and say, here, try this. He doesn't tell you what it is until after you eat it. Oh, you know what that is? You're like ready to throw up after we get shit. What? Hey, you just ate some squirrel. This guy's an old timer hunter.
Yeah.
Owns a bar by me.
Yeah. Well, there's plenty of those around there.
Yeah.
It's not hard to get squirrel.
What else have you eaten, Shane? What else have you cooked? I mean, Shane is one of those guys. If he's gonna kill it, he eats it.
Well, again, it has something to do with neurogenesis. Like I heard a long time ago that you can, by doing anything new, create new brain cells, and I've executed enough in my lifetime that
Right.
I feel like I need to keep this process going, learning. So
So it's like filling your gas tank. You need to fill it up and then you drain it. And you fill it up and then you drain it.
Anything that you can do that's new, learn to write with your left hand, or learn to.
Hey, did you ever try to
eat
wipe
with
your
your
ass
stick.
with your opposite hand?
Oh, it sucks. I tried once. It was the worst thing ever.
Oh, dude, I'm left-handed. Like I hurt
feel
my
like-
elbow.
I feel like when
they strapped it up. Dude, I felt like forget about it. I had to wrap toilet paper all the way up to my elbow. I didn't know
You were growing brain cells. You were growing brain cells.
Yeah, you are. You're
I-
challenging yourself.
Yeah,
Right? It's
yeah.
about challenging yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's all right. I'll stick with my right hand.
Yeah,
No,
absolutely. That's when I went and bought the Toto washlet. That just cleans everything.
Yeah,
That's
cleans
nice.
it.
That's nice.
You don't have
Let's
that
not
here.
get listen.
You don't- we're not.
Stu's over there ready. He's ready to go.
Look at the look on his face. It looks like he's ready.
I shit with
You
no
didn't
clothes
get the
on.
Toto one here though, did you?
No.
All right,
We're in the wilderness, dude. This is
you don't need it here.
We're out here,
Maybe here you do.
Yeah.
You get dirty enough here. You
So, Michelle, if
Yeah.
you had to change something here at the camp, what would it be? What, just so
more
I know
food
what
in
not
just
to do.
more food in the house.
More food in the house. Yeah, well, listen, we didn't go to the store yet. I mean,
Yeah, that's it though. Honestly, like
for that,
nothing
too.
more. Oh, I just,
More food.
you know what? I just want to come back here when it snows because I really want to go on the snowmobile.
Goose, especially if this is like your prepper.
Snowmobile's cool.
This is your prepper place, man. So you got.
well, I have plenty of dry
So
food.
you
I
got to
have
stock up.
I have enough food downstairs for 5 people to live for 6 months.
All right, so he's got.
So I have enough meals.
So could you grow like fruits and vegetables anywhere here? Or is it
absolutely.
too cold right now?
Now too cold.
Now too cold.
So where would you go if you wanted to? Could you like create something downstairs where you store everything or
I mean,
no?
you could probably use lights and stuff like that, but
Right.
Yeah, but you got plenty here. You got plenty of sunlight.
Yeah, like in Alaska, like they grow everything in the summer, then they go and
Yeah.
they put it in like a root cellar where
Okay.
it's cool and it stays, right?
Yeah,
Shane?
you would have done it already. You'd be wrapping up.
Yeah,
You'd be
well,
getting
absolutely.
drunk now and shuffling around the cabinet.
Your homestead would be all set up by now.
Making hooch.
Yeah.
This is hooch
Yeah, this
hooch
is
time.
Hooch,
reading
moonshine.
books and
Moonshine time.
What? Oh, I was gonna say, what's hooch?
knitting.
Yeah, moonshine.
Years
Moonshine.
ago, they used to grow a lot of things here. Remember?
Yeah, back
A
in
lot
the
of
day.
things.
Well, that's what
Define a lot of things.
Yeah, define
what are
that.
a lot of things?
What do you mean by that?
Well, just to tell you the history real quick.
Yeah. I heard something about
Yeah,
this.
so back in the late 60s, early 70s, someone bought this property and they were cultivating it and growing
Not mushrooms.
not mushrooms. They were growing weed. This was a weed farm.
There you go.
And they were drying it.
That's why you picked here.
And no,
Absolutely.
I'm 2 owners after that.
Oh, okay.
But if you look in the barn, there's nails everywhere. So that's where they dried all the weed. I guess they would. And I don't know the whole process. Shane can fill us in
Yeah,
on
you
this.
do. What are you talking about? You know.
They would go and they would
No,
cut it, and then you would
please.
hang it and dry
I
it,
don't
right?
know the whole
Is that what you have to
process.
do?
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
and
guessing.
then you got to
Shane's
dry
like, I don't know.
I'm not
I have
too
no
sure
idea.
about that.
I've never seen that
You
before.
guys, I get it when it's
I'm
all
assuming
done.
that's what the nails were for.
You got to read
And
his book for that.
yeah, the FBI raided the place, helicopters and the whole thing, confiscated it, and then the guy, not the guy I bought it from, the guy before him, bought it out of like a sale, like a tax sale or whatever it would be, and they they destroyed, made sure. I guess they must come up here 100 times because I didn't see any evidence of anything. But this is what the people around the area are telling me. And then 2 people have owned it since. And
you wonder where you got your weed from.
Yeah, okay, up here. Only weeds here, they're the ones I'm chopping down right now. But it's
I saw that little plot that you said that was. I think that's what. Excuse me. I think that's what that was. I think that was a grow plot.
Well, listen, I mean, you are in the middle of nowhere here.
Yeah, there's
unless somebody.
Well, there's little fields. How it's really laid out.
Find you.
Yeah.
By helicopter. That's how they found her. Somebody told them.
Yeah, probably because there's little if you go through the woods, you follow a trail, and all of a sudden you come to an open field. That's overgrown a little bit, but you could say man, this is a really weird. And then every now and then we'll see pipes coming out from underground and boiling up like water. So they had I guess they set it up pretty good, where they were going and giving it a lot of water. It was on the side of a mountain, so it didn't get too much water. And it's different. We're still finding stuff here. I go into the woods with the quads and stuff like that. I found. I'm piling everything up. You guys saw all the I don't even know what that stuff is. We found the bathtub.
Old farming equipment.
Yeah, old farming equipment. From I don't even know when that
1800s,
was.
easily.
It's old stuff.
Those
like
are
old mechanical
spoked metal wheels. And,
yeah. So I'm trying to pull everything out, but there's cars in the back. There's there's
Pinto back there.
There's no Pinto. There's a foundation that's full of all kinds of, all kinds of stuff, old, brass beds. And,
you need a metal detector, dude. You need one of those good metal detectors and go out there with a metal detector.
You probably find some cool stuff up here, man.
Yeah. You need to get one of those.
Yeah, I need to, or just hire one of those guys.
Just come out and scan the area.
Yeah,
you never know
stay
what you're
with
going
them.
to find. Yeah,
I'll tell you what.
With your luck, you'd find some old,
Imagine if the guys who were growing weed had barrels of money buried in the ground. That would be cool. I'll tell you what. You've
been watching Finding Escobar.
So let me tell you this. You want to hear something really cool? So I'm going and building digging a trench with a trench machine from the main house over to the barn, right, to run the underground wire for the generator. Right. All of a sudden, I came to this one thing, and the machine just started going, bah, 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 and all of a sudden, pop, and it was like a rock. So I thought, no big deal. I did it a couple times, so I kept going. All of a sudden, I looked back, and there's a little shiny thing, looked like a big clump of mud. So I went over, and I started moving it. So if people are listening to this, there's a thing called the Herkimer Diamonds. Did you ever hear this?
Herkimer?
This is Herkimer County, where we're at. There's a thing called Herkimer Diamonds, and there's a diamond. There's a quarry down the street that you can go and you can mine for diamonds. They call them. They're not real diamonds. They're some kind of a crystal.
Yeah, I think.
Like a QBX zirconia.
Yeah, something, something. Like them crystals that people. But there's if you look it up, you looking it up right now?
No, I'm thinking of all the words I learned today. Dung-lumming silicide was one that, and then what was yours?
Herkimer diamond.
Herkimer diamond. This is interesting. I'm writing all this down.
So I go and I get this clump of mud and I wash it off, dude. It's a crystal the size of a softball. Wow. I have it at my house down in Jersey.
How do you spell that? H-E-M?
Are you going to?
I think it's Herkemer.
Make something out of it?
What's the name of it?
I don't know. I gave it to my daughter who's at the University of Alabama. So she brought it down to her. She was taking geology down there, and so they went and they said, "Oh, this is from New York, the New York State area." They knew where this thing was from.
That's pretty cool.
And it was so I know that on this property there are these things called Herkimer diamonds. Did you look it up?
I'm looking it up right now.
I think they were about $20 a cut carat, from what I remember.
Really?
Yeah. Dude, you got all kinds of stuff out there in this property.
I couldn't believe it, man.
Diamonds, you never know what you're going to find. No,
right.
The service sucks out here. That's the one thing.
I don't want no one calling. We just had a phone call.
Nothing's coming up.
What did the previous owner say? It was about $5,000 worth of ginseng.
Yeah, there's ginseng on the property. We haven't found that yet. He probably was up there.
Ginseng is in.
Yeah, the root.
The Chinese medicine.
Yeah.
That stuff's supposed to be really expensive,
it is.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, and good for you.
Yeah, show Michelle that. She's going to be up here looking for when she gets married and engaged. And She's going to be like, Goose, I need a Herkimer diamond.
Herkimer diamond,
go
honey.
hunt that down, cut
I need
that
a 3-pounder.
Yes.
Look at that. Look at those pics, man. There's something
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
unbelievable?
Wow, man.
That is.
Dude, that's right
It
here.
looks like a real diamond.
Yeah, it does.
Dude, it's right here. Like underneath us, they're like Herkimer diamonds. I'll give you a shovel. Go out, check it
All right,
out.
we'll go. Herkimer, you go for the mushrooms. I'll go for the Herkimer
Okay,
diamonds.
perfect.
You know, listen, we gotta till this area, and I know I know about where that area is that I found that one. I mean, there's a gas line over there, but I'm sure we can go
It
in.
looks like they're making rings out of it. So,
Dude, it's pretty cool. I couldn't believe it. So this is, I mean, you know, that's the great thing about having property. It's just going out and like discovering stuff. You know,
Michelle, are you
Finding-
Question, Goose.
yeah.
7 years to look for this place. What was it about this place, this location? And I know you've been describing it, but kind of what was one of the or two of the key things that was probably the big selling point? I mean, 7 years of your time
Yeah.
put into.
I think it was I really wanted a log cabin. Like I just wanted to get away, you know, like from the hustle and bustle down there. I was just to get, and I started about 5.5 hours away. So up where Joe's cabin is, it's about 5.5 hours, 5 hours to get up there. And you know, it's like how often am I going to go? Like here, we're like 2.5 to 3 hours, depending on how fast you
how
drive.
far north are we in New York?
We are at the base of the Adirondack Mountains.
Okay.
So it's not, I mean, Saratoga is about 40,
Saratoga,
35,
yeah,
40
been
minutes from here. I mean, east. You know, we're in between Albany and Utica.
It's
But
the,
on the
the,
northern- the northern
Mohawk River Valley.
Yeah, the Mohawk River Valley,
Got
right.
it.
So it's far enough, but not too far where you can't go and just come up here for the day.
Right.
You know, come up here, check it out, go, you know, want to cut the lawn, hang out, whatever, and go back. Or if something happens, you can shoot up here, or you can get back home. Where Joe is, you're a little far to go and just come up for the day, you know. But so that was one of the reasons. The other thing is I just wanted to go and, you know, I wanted to mill my own wood. So that's what we did here. We cut down trees. We had the Amish in the area go and mill the wood. We use a lot of the milled wood. That's you go to Home Depot and you get a 2x4. It isn't 2 inches by 4 inches, right, Jason? What is it?
Yeah, well, that's nominal. So you're talking when it's all milled down, your 2x4s now are back in that day. It was a real 2x4. It was
Yeah,
real
it's 2 inches by 4 inches, and that's what all the wood that's on you know in this house and in the barn and in the chicken coop. All the wood is true 2 inches by 4 inches, and I don't know. I just wanted to experience that. I just wanted to come up, and the price was right. The guy wanted out. There's nobody around. The only thing that I don't like about this property is, and I'm digging one right now, is a pond. I want a pond, you know, to put some like fish in, go out there just to clear your head a little bit. But it's
You're putting a pond in. You're actually
so down
Right
right
near where
at
the
the end
waterfall
of the,
is.
yeah, we're right near the waterfall, like just up, like right here.
You're going to stock it.
Yeah,
some
you know,
fish
if I can get it. The problem is this mountain is a big giant piece of granite
Yeah, I was
or
gonna say,
stone.
you're on
right? What
rock
is this,
here.
ledgestone?
No, it's,
Shane?
it's probably granite.
Granite.
Yeah.
And so you dig down like 4 or 5 feet in this dirt. I mean, you're hitting stone. So I don't know if we have to burn the sides up or what we're going to have to do, but I got to get a pond guy.
Looked
up
like
here.
you kicked up a bunch of shale there.
Yeah, I was trying to pop it up to get deeper down, you know.
Yeah.
But the property's all pitched right there. That's where I want to put the pond, back over there in that corner. But it's pretty neat, man.
Yeah, you're right here. Yeah, I've seen it now on the map. You're Silver Lake Wilderness. You're right near Ferris Lake Wild Forest. You're right in that, like you said, the base of the Adirondack, right?
Right. It's pretty neat. I mean, it's just like, it's a great place for a bunch of people to come up. You know, you get the kids up here.
Oh, I see a huge party, dude, this summer.
Dude, forget it. We're going to do a big
huge
roast up
bonfire.
here.
Oh, please,
You know, I got to
big
buy a
roast.
shitload of food now, so Michelle will go and shut up about, there's not enough snacks. Jesus Christ, you know, whatever.
Do a big pig roast here.
Exactly.
Big bonfire, pig roast.
Can we order
do some
Domino's?
volleyball. Yeah.
I don't
Ooh.
think they can get here, dude.
Yeah, we can do
2
better. We
pies,
can do better.
come
On
we
a
can do better
drone.
than
They'd have to come
Domino's.
by drone.
Yeah.
That's fun.
I'm always in the mood for pizza.
I don't even know if there's a pizzeria around here that's open to
This is
deliver.
where you need a pizza oven up here.
Yeah. Oh, that would be perfect. I'll make the homemade pizzas.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. We're in.
Yeah.
We're
You
in.
could. You know what? You could probably have a Mason build one for you. A pizza oven.
Shane's a Mason.
Wait, so here's
Shane
a question:
built pizza oven.
if you are going to do like a pizza oven, because I can see that happening down here.
Absolutely.
How long can you keep pizza ingredients? You know, how long can you keep them? Like when do they go rotten? Like can
You
keep,
gotta-
like,
All right. Well,
we
the
got a
dough
refrigerator,
for a
right?
while.
He's got a refrigerator.
The cheese.
You want to pick that,
That
up the
would
day
be the
of.
hard part.
Yeah,
Put
you
the
want
cheese, the milk in it, it would go bad
you
very quickly. I
usually-
would say no longer than a week.
I agree. You got. Normally, what we do is that when I do
Yeah.
pizzas at my house, we get the ingredients the same day.
That I would bring it up. I'll bring it up, and then I'll make it that
There you
day.
go.
I'll make like 3, half veggie.
Don't
half,
tease us.
whatever,
do it.
half
What?
whatever animal you cut up and
Half
throw
whatever.
on there.
I don't mind it.
And some of the mushrooms.
Oh yeah, and
some of the shrooms on.
both kinds of mushrooms. Yes.
The fun shrooms.
We're gonna have a vegetarian pizza.
No, I said half vegetarian, then half
No
whatever
veggies.
animal he chops up.
Would you
and-
eat the other half
Scroll.
if there was meat on one side? Would you eat the other side?
Yeah, I would eat the other
So you're not
side.
that bad where you wouldn't even.
I can never resist pizza.
All right, good.
Pizza's like the
Pizza.
greatest food ever.
It's
It is.
the best food in the whole world. I had
Yeah.
veggie pizza yesterday.
I just made 8 pies last night with my pizza oven.
Really?
8 of them last night. Yeah. It's
What a
loaded
setup!
up.
I was over at Jason's house the other day. He's got an unbelievable setup. Man.
Yeah.
Outside is
Goose,
unbelievable.
remember I was telling you I use nothing but hardwood. Obviously for that you have to, but one fire in the pizza oven and it lasted. Those coals lasted for 8 pizzas.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
You got to use hardwood or else it'll
Oh,
burn
you
out
gotta
too
use
quick.
hardwood.
Yeah.
Right? So
Did you ever
can't use
try to put coal in there? Because I know
Nah.
Joe owns
You could.
a pizzeria.
You could.
Do you need certain Joe? You might know this. Do you need certain block or?
Well, it'll burn coal.
Yeah, it'll burn coal.
Yeah.
It's
Mine,
hard-
I could have put coal or wood in. I had it
Yeah.
in both.
I haven't done
places.
coal yet, but you could. Yeah.
You could.
It's hard. It's hard to start coal.
Yeah, but once you get it going,
Once you get it going,
it's hot as
yeah.
can be.
You know what I use, Joe? Is I got that little Makita blower, right? So
That's
I
what you
open
gotta
that. I
do.
open that little hole.
That's smart. That's
It's like
my
a
idea.
blast furnace in there, dude. And it gets
Once
really
you get
hot.
that coal hot,
Oh, forget
it.
it.
Stays hot forever.
It's awesome.
Shane, have you built a coal burning stove or,
No,
or a
I
wood
did
burning
not,
stove?
but I had an Italian mason from Italy tell me how they do it.
Shane, you got to. Okay, that's the project. He's got to
Yeah, he'll
build a
do
pizza
it.
oven up here.
They basically
No,
just
he's a contractor.
That's what I mean.
He
But
does
no,
everything. Yeah.
I'm saying, yeah.
they mound a mound of sand and shape. Well, they build a 3-sided box and then they mound the sand inside of it.
Right.
How they want the dome. Then they stack the bricks up on
Yep.
the sand, pour mortar on the back of it, and then excavate the sand. So that's how they get their dome.
So then the bricks stay
Really?
in it.
Yeah, the bricks stay locked up in
Yeah.
there, and then they coat that with plaster.
They actually built one at my place. I can't buy. It didn't last long, and I got aggravated, so I took it down. But I have all the fire.
Yeah, he got a sledgehammer and
Yeah.
busted it up.
Busted it
until
up.
he
got
got
so
beat
mad
it.
one day.
Well,
But I got all the stuff to build it at my house still. Remember, I
You
kept
gave
everything.
me. Listen,
I
have
gave
two
you those
pallets.
bricks.
I got 2 pallets of bricks.
Well, I got-
actually make
you got the
pizza.
fire bricks. You
Yeah.
could build it.
Goose, the one that I've got is I'm going to give them a little plug right now, but Chicago Brick Oven Pizza.
Yeah.
They make the they send you the pieces. So they got
Making
the
me so hungry.
high heat, high strength concrete dome. They got the bottom piece. They got the
Stomach's
neck.
growling.
They got the door. Simple. I mean, it's really easy to put together.
You just put it right together.
Put it right together. They're awesome. And then they have the fiberglass, the blanket that goes over the top of it, hold the heat in. But
Pacheco has them down there. You
Yeah.
could go grab one of them. He's got like
Yeah, he's got it from Italy.
but they're cool to build if you do them right. They're fun to build. But
We got plenty of room here. We could just put them wherever.
Do you have to rotate the pizza as you're cooking
yeah,
it?
yeah. So normally what I do is so last night's a good example. You put it in, I count to 20, I turn it, count to 20, turn it, count to 20.
Really, that
Pizza's
fast?
done.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's like 800 degrees. in
Wow.
there. Yeah, so in under 90 seconds, the pizza's done.
But the problem with that is
Yeah.
it doesn't. You can't eat it later on. You got to eat it pretty quick,
Dude,
right?
it's the best right when it comes out. Oh, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Because if it stays, it doesn't.
you know what's really good?
Yeah.
Now they get that fig. Now you get that fig tree. Is goat cheese and fig.
Oh, I
On a
love
pizza?
goat cheese.
Oh my god, man! It's
goat
like
cheese and
gross.
pig is so good.
What do you mean gross?
Yeah, no,
No,
it's
goat
really
cheese.
good.
I wouldn't have a fucking goat,
goat
cheese.
cheese?
Oh, goat
Yeah,
cheese is
because
the
the
only
word
cheese
goat
I
is in
really.
it.
Coming from the guy that gets naked to go to the bathroom. All right.
It does.
Listen, goat cheese and fig, and then you drizzle a little bit of
Balsamic
balsamic on it. Oh,
Please.
on
man.
the pizza.
Oh my god! Now I'm even more hungry.
Incredible.
Tommy made one time in my. Oh, it was unbelievable.
Yeah,
You never
it's
had it? I thought
amazing.
you had it.
You would
I
like
would've
it
figured
if you
you
tried
had
it.
I like the pasta. I like putting that pot when they cook pasta and they put it on top of the like spaghetti on top of the pizza. That's pretty good, man.
Oh yeah.
That fig one's like a food orgasm.
Yeah, it is.
The goat cheese tastes like socks, a little like dirty socks, but you can get used to it.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly.
At
It has like
first-
that fungus taste.
Yeah, there's
to
an
it.
aversion.
There's something
to it
about a
at first.
pizza oven with wood burning or coal that is just such
Michelle
a
likes
better
the
pizza,
fungus.
You know, the crust.
They cool.
Michelle has a foot fetish for stinky feet.
Like that's the other
the
reason
fuck?
I got it. It's hard to deliver.
Yeah.
You can't bring them on. By the
No.
time you deliver them, they're ice cold.
No, you got to have.
Did you guys miss that?
No, I
I
missed that. What-
mean,
what-
Shane goes, yeah, it's like sort of like a stinky feet sock, dirty goat cheese and stuff. Michelle's like, oh yeah, it tastes so good. It's like
That's so
it's
good.
like unbelievable.
You're
It's like
speaking my language.
It's got a
Turning
little
me
tang
on.
to it, but I love it. Like I'm like, Jesus Christ. We find out
Poor
more shit.
Michelle. She's surrounded by 5 guys here.
Yeah.
man. She's
No, but
I love it.
listen,
I love it.
listen, she's probably more of a guy than half the guys listening.
probably.
I mean, come on.
I guarantee I am.
She's on the quads. She got here. She jumped on the quads. She went around like 5 times doing wheelies.
Perfect.
It's unbelievable, man. She took the gun. The gun was out. She was firing that.
Yeah.
No, I saw that. She's got the pics. She's got the pics.
We have the pics.
What's your Instagram? Instagram
it's
thing?
Michelle Serpico Michelada is like my handle.
Michelada?
Yeah, Michelada.
So like, tell people how to spell this.
All right, hold on. Let's go on to the gram.
I'm writing that down. All these words I'm learning today.
Michelada. I don't even know why. I think one of my friends gave me that nickname, and I was like, I like the sound of this, and I just kept it.
Michelada.
Yeah. So it's Michelada, Michelataa, and then Michelle Serpico. And in my bio, I have our podcast.
There you go.
Cool.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Go right on
Nice.
there.
Yeah.
Do you have my Instagram thing on there? You got to put mine in there too.
Yes. All right. Goose's is.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it's
know it.
Goose.
I think we're all following each other.
All
at
right.
this
Yeah,
point.
we are. It's Goose 9898, and then Jason's is J Cameron TV,
There you go.
and then Jason, Jason Stewart
Stew.
is J Stew
Jason's-
3715.
Jason Cameron.
Thank you.
Is that Jay Stu? Jay Stu, the naked shitter.
Yeah, the naked shitter.
Dude,
There you go. That's
see
the
if that
thing.
handle's taken. Can
Naked shitter.
The naked shitter.
Yeah.
Naked shitter. That's going to be your new handle, Stu.
The naked shitter.
Naked shitter.
What Stu?
Shane's looking around like, what is this?
Oh, so Shane.
Shane doesn't know the story yet.
Yeah, no.
No, Shane's been listening to our podcast. See, he's been listening, critiquing.
Did you hear the whole naked shitting?
No, I
story?
did
Oh,
not.
you didn't
I
hear it?
did not.
You didn't have the pleasure?
That's episode 10, which is coming out on Wednesday.
Oh, so it hasn't even been out yet. All right, so we'll wait.
Yeah, you'll
All right, there's the naked shim. The naked. There's a
Whoa,
hashtag
whoa,
for the
whoa.
naked shit.
Now we got.
Oh
No,
God.
shitter.
If we don't-
2000. Oh God, this is funny. No, yeah, there's just the naked shim.
Oh, done. We got to get that for you.
The naked shim. Wait, who is this
The
person?
naked shitter.
The
Listen,
naked shim. Oh
lock it up.
God, it's like a
Lock it
2-year-old.
up. Lock it up.
No. We want the naked shitter.
Yeah.
The naked.
Jason poop.
There's. Yeah, the naked diaries, the naked tiger.
There is. I'd like
the
to.
naked cowboy. Who's
I'd
the
like
naked
to start-
cowboy?
It's Jason's X one. That's his side one.
I'd like to start a
If you're
survey
gonna ride,
and figure out how many people
Don't
actually
ride.
get naked to shit. Because apparently there's quite a few.
come on, man.
I had no idea.
We were just talking about figs
I
and
know,
goat
I'm
cheese,
sorry.
and it went right over to shit.
Right to shitting. Come on.
You know, what are we doing?
Leave
What
it
are we
to
doing?
us. Talk about shitting.
But
by the way, Goose, I like the racks, the pipe.
oh yeah,
Like pipe in the racks.
I was gonna.
It's
So in
nice.
the kitchen area, we were gonna put uppers, and I'm like, I don't want uppers. Like let's.
Want it open
Yeah,
shit.
I don't want. So we put open shelving, and I went on YouTube and found like everybody's like making these shelves.
Dude,
and,
what do you? How many times you know that I make?
Yeah, no,
how
I'm
many
just
of these
saying-
have I made?
No, but I
you
like-
gotta go on YouTube.
No, not you. No, but I punched in Google, and then I went like on the images and just like got some ideas,
all right,
and then I designed my own thing.
All right, because I've done thousands.
What are you all mad? You've
No,
been up here
Jenna
one
Wolf-
time.
the
Listen,
Jenna
you
Wolf
know,
make
do you know how many pipes
it's unbelievable, right?
You know how
Like,
many?
I do
Call
this.
me
Yeah.
up, Goose.
Do you know how many
I've been
black?
telling you to come up for 6 months. The first time
you know how many
and
times-
he wore a sport coat up to here.
Do you know how many times
He's got
I've
a fucking sport coat on.
I was coming from a lunch.
Come up and stay for
Coming
a
from a
couple
lunch.
days.
I
I was
We
had
need you to work
I had
up
a lunch
here.
meeting. So check this out. I you know how much black pipe I've cleaned? That sounds really weird when I just said that. That didn't come out right.
I'm sure.
I did hear
That's
that.
right.
That didn't come out right.
So it wasn't
As soon as I said it, I'm like, wait a minute, man. Hold on.
I'm gonna have to
Jason's cleaned
isolate
a lot of
that.
black
Black
pipe.
black industrial pipe. Let me just clarify.
Black industrial pipe.
No, Jason, tell us how much.
when
pipe
you
clean.
when you buy this, when you buy the
Right.
pipe, it is greasy and dirty.
It is.
So
It's
you gotta have somebody.
The hole's getting worse.
I got this true about you, man.
There's no way. There is no way to talk about this and not get into
Listen, let's have a moment of silence for that because that will
there's no
that's
way.
going to open every
Dirty.
shelf.
no way you can have.
know how
Black
much-
pipe.
There's no way you can have this conversation. It reminds me of that skit
You
on
fucked
Saturday
up.
Night Live.
That was
Saturday Night Live. I like it to soak it along, of course.
not long.
I like it to soak it
like
ashore, of course. I like it to soak
I am a professional kokusaka.
Kokosoko. Who can show me how to soak a cork?
Oh my goodness.
But so I mean, we've done. Listen, on Man Caves, we've done
Many.
shitloads of working with different, black pipe. Really, that's what it's called.
Jenna Wolf.
It is. It is. Yeah, we
I
can't.
mean, we did that. What was that one episode called? It was called like
Steampunk?
Steampunk. Yeah, steampunk.
It was all
we did
put-
like a whole shelving unit, like on a wall. God, that was awesome.
I built a high-end one, a very high-end one, about a year ago, and it was suspended like you have it here. You're actually from the ceiling, and then it doesn't go all the way to the floor, but it suspends. And it turned out incredible. It looked really cool.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, listen, but the thing is, it's not expensive to get this stuff. It's
Listen, it
pretty
ain't cheap,
inexpensive.
though.
It's not cheap, but it's not crazy expensive either.
Not crazy expensive.
If you had
it's just
a
cleaning.
threader,
Yeah, you can get
could do it super cheap.
There you go.
Yeah.
But it's then
True.
you're turning it into a project then.
Yeah, that's too
Yeah,
much.
you can find somebody with a threader, though.
I have one in my,
There you
in
go.
my
So
shed.
Shane's got one. Anybody who wants to do this, call Shane. He's got
Yeah,
a threader.
thread it up.
No,
Thread it up for you.
Call Shane. Shane will
Shane.
thread it up, and Jason will clean the black
I'll
pipe for
clean
you.
the. I'll clean the black. I'm a good black pipe cleaner. Apparently,
I'll tell you what, though.
Ouch.
If you don't clean it and you don't spray a clear on it, it
I'm
rusts.
telling you, you have to. Yeah.
It rusts like in 2 minutes because I built two. On the barn we have big barn doors. It's like 18 by 20.
Yeah.
And I put a big, the black pipe handle on it.
Was it a big black pipe?
Yeah, it was like
big.
big. And it was to pull it up, but it started to rust because I didn't put the clear on it. So I had to bring it down. I wheeled it, and then we sprayed it with clear, and it's working pretty good now.
Can I clarify that we're talking about half-inch gas pipe, black
Gas pipe,
steel
yes,
gas
please,
pipe,
yeah.
Steel
threaded
Steel
from
threaded
Home
gas
Depot?
pipe. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or Lowe's. Whoever wants to sponsor us.
You don't have to clarify. Why do you feel you got to clarify?
Because galvanized is like 5 times the price.
That really cleaned it up.
Yeah, that
was good.
made all the difference.
Yeah.
Them mushrooms are really going connecting the
Synapses.
Yeah, crazy stuff. But
Good stuff.
I like it. I think it's going to look cool. I mean, the plywood countertops. So Shane is going to
What do you mean plywood? You got plywood countertops.
Yeah, but
What do you-
Shane makes
You do concrete?
He does.
Perfect.
That's what he makes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the one for Jimmy down there, and
Nice.
the man cave that you
Yeah, remember the
worked
man
on?
cave we did the boat?
I
for
do.
Jimmy Mack?
I do. You did that?
Yeah, he did the
Yeah.
countertop for that. Yeah, he was there.
Yeah, I've made some. It's you can make them really nice. I've made some really quick ones.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
You probably make them. You spend a lot of time
I
finish.
haven't made them in a while, but yeah, you can get as crazy as you
Yeah,
want to get.
right?
My prize piece right now is in the Tropicana. It's
Really? You
yeah,
don't want to Tropicana?
Yeah, 24 feet long. It's
Wow.
in right next to the IMAX in Tropicana.
You had to do that in place, though. You did that one in place.
No, there were eight
Okay, so you-
3 8-foot sections that went into the service elevator and were installed.
What do you, Shane? What do you use? What's your mixture that you use? What's your?
that was like a proprietary blend. That was all sourced.
It's a secret sauce.
Well, not and not my secret.
Oh, all right.
My brother formulated that particular high.
Because there are some different formulations to use, and that's why I was asking. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
the ones I've done are just
Do you
straightforward.
have to put steel in them? And use-
It gets so crazy. Like it's really a science. It's alchemy. It's bizarre. It's
You need a few more shrooms.
it's the strangest work, like concrete, construction material that you're going to work with because it's so locally sourced and it is so, if you buy wood in Maine or if you buy it in Florida or Oklahoma, it's going to come from Oregon. But concrete is always sourced locally and it always acts different and everything. But like you're talking, like the concrete that we used was very low water content, and a lot of like plasticizers and chemicals, more chemicals than water.
What was the PSI? Did you use
Like 10,000,
So
like
10,000 PSA. That's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah.
very high performance concrete.
Yeah,
and
no,
light
that's good.
too, right? Is it light?
Well, it's just it's pretty heavy. It's minimum like 1.5 inches. I think the drop edge that I did on that was 3/4 of an inch, but it's not. It's equates similar to granite weight wise.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Because I did the last one. It was 5,000 PSI, but you're using the fiber blend, right? With the fibers.
We didn't, and some of them we did, some of them, and in the one down there we didn't, because that one has, it starts at 1.5 inches, and then the face drops.
I got to go see this. Where the Tropicana? Where
It's called the Anthem Nightclub.
Oh, we'll go check that out.
It's closed most of the time during the day.
Right.
The last time I was down there to take my kids to IMAX, I peeked through the crack, and it was the day after New Year's, and there was, flowers, like rose petals all over the floor. It looked like there was a complete shit show in there the night before. But I could see that my countertop was still in there.
There you go.
Yeah, 5 years later,
Shane, that's why there's something to be said. Goose and I talk about this a lot in the trades, because I'm a big proponent of the trades, bringing the trades back. But there's something to be said about actually building something with your own two hands. And like you said, you wanted to go look at it again. Like that's cool because I built that. It's sitting in a Tropicana. That's really cool.
Yeah. I saw a report that construction has been up.
It's up because you know why it's up, because not only we're at a huge shortage right now, and it's more talked about now than ever before, and there's more people in New Jersey retiring than there are people coming into the trades. That's a problem. So there's a lot of awareness right now about the trades, and to be honest with you, I'm a product of higher education. I went to college, but you spend a lot of money on college for a 4-year degree,
right?
And a lot of people come out and they're stuck. There's no jobs. There's nothing there. Whether it's outsourced or whatever field you're in, you're very limited. In the construction trades, there's a huge amount of need right now. And you can go to vocational training, spend half the money you spend on college, and you get out and get a good job immediately.
Plumbing, electrician.
Oh my God!
And carpentry.
You can do really well.
They're going to be. That's the money of the future.
Without a doubt. And you can't outsource those. You can't outsource the trades,
and a robot can't do it.
No. Well, some of it they can, but not all.
No, they ain't running it. They ain't wiring a house.
No, they're not wiring a house. Not yet.
No,
not yet. But no. So I'm a huge. I do a lot of work trying to promote the trades, and I think it's one of those things. We need it. We need to actually
definitely need it.
Yeah,
definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
For every 300 plumbers retiring, they say there's only 30 people to replace them.
There you go.
It's ridiculous.
It is.
And my son just graduated high school, and I told him,
Yeah.
go be a plumber and try and get on a fire department.
Yeah.
You start out in the fire department, you work 2 days a week, you build up a plumbing business, you retire in your 40s from the fire department.
Listen,
keep your business.
Absolutely, and a good trades person right now, whether that's plumbing or whatever they're in, are making anywhere from $75 to $100 an hour.
That's great.
So
it's like doctors.
Listen,
you can do really well. And the thing is, and that there's something about working with your hands. There's something about the reward that you get from actually building something and making something that you don't get with any other
Healthier too.
career. It's
sit behind a desk.
Well,
and just,
Goose,
cholesterol goes up like a.
We just recently did the thing for the troops, right? For American Warfighter.
Mm-hmm.
Goose came in and we actually built them a table and we brought in some vets that had some one of them had PTSD and that's great therapy. Brought them in and they cut the tree, they actually milled the tree, and we built this whole table, and it was awesome therapy. So they get to actually build it, the reward of doing it, and then the money goes to a good cause.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Should have answered it.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So we're going to go.
Should have put on speaker. We want to see who it is.
Sorry about that, folks.
Call him back.
We're definitely going to go
It's a shroom guy.
Let's go jump on
It's actually my brother-in-law with the same namesake. Is that strange? Shane. His name is Shane.
Shane and Shane.
And my other brother-in-law's name is Sean, and my wife's name is Shannon.
They like S.
And I'm
SH.
Shane.
The S crew.
So let's go jump on the quads and the side by sides and tear it up a little bit.
Bring
with
the guns.
Going
We'll bring the
outside.
guns.
Yeah, and it's before it gets dark, we'll go and we'll shoot some targets out there. What do you think?
Let's do it.
All right, man.
Yeah.
All right, thanks. It was a great one. I really enjoyed this one. We're going to be doing more of this kind of stuff and
Next
talking
one
about manly things.
Snowing, and we'll be on the snowmobile.
That's right. I got to do a Christmas tree out here. I got to go find a Christmas tree.
You got to do many.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Real cool. All right, man. See you all later.